Sup everybody, and welcome to the Oddbrawl Arena Quarter 3 update video. That's right, 3 quarters, 75 cents. There's a few little announcements I want to make before I share stuff. First of all, since I made that last video, there's actually a Twitter account for the game now. And a lot of the updates I'm going to talk about in this are featured there. So I'm going to put that in the description. You should totally check that out. I'll also put it on like the little card thing that pops up at the top right, I think, or left, I don't remember. If you already know about that, chances are a lot of this is going to be like, oh, I remember that. But yeah, let's just, we'll get into it now. So first of all, one of the big touch-ups from the original version is this new UI. Things are completely different. Before it was just the character icon, the health bar, and also it would say P1 and P2, and it's been completely touched up. And also, when you take damage, your actual character icon reflects that. This is actually a pretty accurate indicator for the duration you're in hit stun. So it's like, for the entire, if you're being comboed, the entire time you're being comboed, your health icon's gonna look like this. Which is cool, I like that. Some other additions, just general game things, is hit effects now. If you didn't know, there's these little hit effects that appear whenever you hit someone, which just look like way better. It adds like a little bit more oomph. And they're not like amazing. I kind of want to work more on them. I'm gonna pause the game when I hit someone because I want to show how they work. They're originally they were like vector shapes, but I was like, that doesn't really fit the art style, so I redrew them with like the scribbling, and I think it looks way better with that. But yeah, these are just simple hit effects for now. Maybe they'll change, I'm not sure yet, but I think they're cool. So Rory, not done yet, but she's the newest fighter I've started working on. And the whole idea for her is she's going to be like way more like melee focused, you know, very unlike Fernando, who's kind of slower, big hitboxes, projectiles. Rory's going to be a lot different than that. Way more, she does have a projectile though. I'll just talk about the move she has so far, which is her just standing normal, which is this swipe that I love the animation of. This move has 2 hits. So very fast. And it does lunge you forward, so you can hit from quite a distance with it. Something else I really like about this move is the first hit. On hit, it's jump cancelable. So this might look useless because you can't actually combo out of this, but it ties in with a different move she has, and I'll show that off in a bit. But yeah, you can jump cancel the first hit. And yeah, it's just a neat move. So anyways, next up, I'll talk about the aerial. This awesome aerial. I basically gave her Falcon, but this move has a unique hit effect that I haven't given to like any move, and I think it looks sick. It's not the slowest aerial in the game. Fernando's air special is much slower, but this move is still pretty slow for an aerial, especially because moves in this game are fast. So it has the very strong hit, but there's also a weak landing hit, which you can combo with. And then the last move I want to show off is her Yarn Ball projectile. This move is super like work in progress. So I was overhauling the projectile system entirely because it was just kind of written weirdly. And so there's some jank with this move, and so I won't show off too much. But simply, she throws up this Yarn Ball that you can hit at the opponent. You can hit the Yarn Ball with any move to launch it towards the opponent, which might be more effective than just tossing it, because obviously you see it doesn't really go that far. And I like the idea that you can use it for certain setups like this. So Yarn Ball, it's an interesting move. I have no clue how I want it to function like long term, but for now, it's just sort of this like weird, pretty active projectile. But yeah, Rory's like super, she's getting there. She's just kind of weird right now. Alright, time to talk about Dash. What the heck is Dash? This is like probably what I was most looking forward to talking about, because it's a completely new mechanic, and it utilizes parrying and how parrying works. So I did post a little video about it on Twitter, but if you haven't seen that, then well, you're about to see. So let's say Adam swings, let's say Fernando shoots the wand at Adam and Adam parries. You see at the top, now Dash is flashing. That means that Adam is able to perform dash. Now what the heck is dash? Pretty much, when you're in the air, normally when you press the block button, it's only usable on ground, right? You can just block on the ground. If you're in the air and you press block, that's what dash is. You can shoot forward, but it doesn't stop there. You can actually cancel any attack with dash as well. And so as you can see, it's very multi-use. You can use it to approach, or you can use it to like extend combos. I'll show with Fernando. Fernando is one of the characters that I feel like it's really crazy application with this. But for example, dash just lets you like do stuff like that. I'll show some more application of it. I'll pull out player. Player is pretty interesting with dash too. And one thing I want to say is that dash, for some characters, I think the existence of it is both a buff and a nerf. Like in the case of Fernando, Fernando is a crazy character, right? He can buff himself and his combos are just like pretty crazy in general. And with dash, it like just already makes a really good combo game crazier. But at the same time, dash kind of makes some of his defensive options worse because the other player has access to it. If I'm running and parry this, he's still in lag after I parry it, you know? So it's like a double-edged sword. So I also want to talk about like some of the utility of dash, right? So like what's the point? Besides just like a really good approaching tool, you can use it defensively or to pressure someone's defense. So for example, I'm gonna have player punch at Fernando, and Fernando's gonna parry it, right? So Fernando has dash now, and what good is that? Well, first of all, dash lets you do a few more things than just move forward. You can retreat with it, and it's the only way in the game that you can actually change your direction in midair. At least universally. I don't know if I'll give any character that ability, but for now, this is the only way you can do that. But you can't just reverse your direction on the start of dash. You can do it at the end of dash too. Which might seem like, okay, that's like fine. You can retreat and face your opponent. But where it really shines is on block. Because that is just, you can basically, if you use a move that has enough block stun to let you actually combo, you get the point. It's freaking crazy. I don't know if I want to keep this or not, to be honest, because it's super good. But I mean, it's kind of a tight execution, so I don't think it's the craziest thing ever. And besides, it's not like you're going to have a combo of dash, right? You're going to have used up your dash, and you'll just have like a simple combo. So it's very good on block. And of course, also if you just want to be defensive too, you don't actually have to fully go through with that type of thing. You could do this. Of course, he's already safe. This is a great move on block, but still. So you get my point. Dash is like a crazy thing. At this point, I think I do want to have it in the game. When I first posted it, I was like, this is an experiment. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I'm into it. I think I want to keep it in the game. I think more depth is good, and if it's overtuned, I could always just like change the way it works a little bit. But I think it's super fun, and it's universal too, right? So, anyways, yeah, that's where Oddbrawl's been at recently. Less big stuff than I'd hoped. This is probably gonna be a shorter one, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and next one in December probably.